I've been up there on the board.
You know, I'm so used to being on TV and stuff like that that it just comes naturally to me. Because of Lizzie, I'm on TV a lot. Not quite a lot.
Like here, so it's like the full range of like the boardroom.
That's right. I was on the MLB network last week.
Like on there or like?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I was, they showed me in the very, very corner of the screen, sitting next to the people that they were actually trying to show.
That's what I said, on there?
But the people in the booth, see, I was working in the booth with them, and they cared about those two.
But they cared about you too.
But those two cared about me because I was giving them the information to make them look good.
Got it. He said.
I can't take a picture.
But now he has his own picture.
Reddit makers.
Okay,
What is it?
we have a test tomorrow. Isn't that
Did
awesome?
you even see his face? It's like good enough.
Before we get to let's talk homework from last night, so does anybody want to
Last night.
have any homework questions from last night?
Oh yeah, I had to like spray those.
Yes, sir.
So for the syllabus, it said question 191.
Was that
Did
19?
mean
I thought, I said,
Didn't I
I
say
did
that in here?
19.
I thought in here I had said that there was a typo. Maybe I didn't. I know I said it. Thought I had said it all three classes. Maybe it was only two. It was supposed to be 19.
Okay, I did 19.
That's it.
You didn't do question 191?
I
I was
did,
looking for it. I was looking for it.
I always do.
Really involved with those on the homework check. Section 5.5, question 191. And then you could say, I don't have that, and I'd say it was on the homework. All right, anything?
29. Oh. Any of them.
I did 29.
Yeah, honestly.
Not stolen. Perfectly okay. Sitting there. I'm okay now.
Question number 21. It starts by giving us a formula.
I'm tired now.
The formula says S of t equals, where is it? 750 times 1 minus e to the negative a t. Question number 21. Very bottom right. The sales S in thousands of units of a new MP3 player after it has been on the market for T years can be modeled by this function. Okay, everybody got that part? God bless you. If 350,000 units of the MP3 player were sold in the first year, in other words, if 350,000 MP3 players were sold in the first year, find K to 4 decimal places. So, tell me what to write.
350 equals.
1,000?
No.
No?
No.
Why not?
Because it's in the thousands of units.
Oh, because it said in the instructions, the sales S in thousands of units. I made this mistake first hour. Wrote 350,000 up there, and then divided it, and da-da-da, and then it said, when I got to a certain point, non-real solution or something like that. It basically blew up. So if you put 350,000 in there, you will get an error when the time comes. 1 minus e to the
K1.
Negative k times 1, so just negative k. Okay? Walk me through it. Divide the 750, so 35 over 75 equals 1 minus e to the negative k. Let's see. 35 over 75 equals 0.46 with the 6 repeating. Then what?
Subtract the 1.
Subtract the 1. So negative 0.53 with the 3 repeating equals negative e to the negative k. Careful with your signs. Divide by negative 1. We cannot do anything with the changing forms part until that is by itself. So even the little negative we got to get rid of. So what does that do? Okie dokie.
And then you change forms.
Oh. Huh?
What? That's right.
Don't listen to us.
No, I wanna listen. No, I subtracted the 1, not here. I subtracted the 1 here. That gets me into trouble sometimes. But anyway, we got this. All right, so now what?
Change form.
Change forms. So,
Log E.
Log
Base E.
base e. So ln
0.5.
of 0.53. Wow,
Repeating.
that's a terrible 3. 3 with the 3 repeating
Equals negative E.
equals negative k. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract the 1, and then I'm going to get the ln of negative answer. And that gets us negative 0.6286,
What?
which,
Sorry.
because this is negative, but we changed it to positive when we multiplied by negative 1. So I needed to do the negative of this to make it positive. Is that what you were talking about, the minus sign there?
Got it.
Okay. So
Equals.
is 0.6286. Negative.
No.
Positive.
Yeah, okay.
See how I said you got to be careful with the signs? Because they're all over the place, and I tried to shortcut a little bit, and I almost messed myself up. One of that is negative k, so that's what we get, and then negative k, so we multiply by negative 1 to get that. Okay, yes, we are good here.
For A.
Part A is done. Part A is done. Part B.
You plug in K.
So k,
Is 0.62.
so it was negative k, so I'm going to go negative 0.6286.
T is 3.
And so now in part B, we want to estimate the sales of the MP3 player after it has been on the market for 3 years. Therefore,
T is 3.
T be 3. So 750, parentheses 1 minus e to the, I'm going to use this answer up here. And this is negative, and that's negative, so I can just use the answer. Answer times 3. And so, how many MP3 players were sold?
636,000.
636, right?
1,000.
1,000, that's right, that 1,000. 636,000,
MP3 players.
222.
Yeah.
222 means somebody's salary from. Anyway, are we okay there? What about 29?
Did he go over that he meant
This
191
we
is
did in the second
19?
hour. This is a cool problem, I think.
He meant it as 19? I was like, I'm so confused. 191?
Or you
What's
might
this?
like.
Are you going to the big one?
Forensic science. Yes.
It's a
It's a cool problem.
I still have to ask if
Okay.
you can come on Friday.
A body is discovered in a hotel
I'll
room.
text you.
At 7 a.m., a police detective found the body's temperature to be 85 degrees. At 8:30 a.m., a medical examiner measures the body's temperature to be 82 degrees. Assuming the room in which they found the body
Is 82 degrees.
had a constant temperature of 74 degrees, how long has the victim been dead? Normal body temperature is 98.6 degrees. Okie
He's
dokie.
been dead for not that long.
What type of a problem is this? What formula are we using? Newton's law. Newton's law of cooling, baby. There it is. T is the temperature. T sub S is the surrounding temperature. T sub 0 is the original temperature, etc. Where do we start? Tell me what to write. T
Equal.
equals. Good start. T sub S.
74. 74.
74. T sub S is the surrounding median in other words, I know, I see the S and that's what I think all the time. I see T sub S and I go starting, but it's not, it's surrounding.
Initial
T
is
sub S is
on
surrounding.
0.
And what does surrounding median mean?
Area.
The room. The room. So the room is 74, so we got 74 plus T sub 0.
98.6.
98.6 minus T sub S, 74, e to the negative kt. So T equals 74 plus 24.6 e to the negative kt. And at this moment, at this point of the problem, my guess is you get stuck. Because you go, what am I plugging in for T?
Oh, you gotta.
Yeah.
And what do we need to find next? We need to find K. So we need to find K. And usually what we have done to find K, thank you. Usually what we would do to find K is we would take a piece of information, a full piece of information that they gave us. But the interesting thing is here, they gave us
Not 2 hours.
2 pieces of information.
So
They
90
gave
minutes.
us 7 a.m., 85 degrees. And they gave us 8:30 a.m., 82 degrees.
So it drops 3
But
degrees.
here's the problem, okay?
In
The
9
problem
minutes.
is that we don't know the initial temperature with an initial time. Right? Like, we know that the body started at 98.6 degrees, yes?
Yes.
We just don't know when. Was it 2 in the morning, at midnight, at 4 in the morning? We just don't know. And so we need to have a piece of information that's our starting information that we know the whole info on. Was that English in any way, shape, or form?
Kind of.
Kind of, not really. So here's what we're going to do. Well, let me ask you, any thoughts on how we can do this? What's our initial information? 7 a.m. and 85 degrees. Let's use this in a different equation from this. We'll come back to this, but we have to find K first. So let's do this. Let's say, all right, we knew at 7 a.m. it was 85 degrees, so let's use that as our baseline, as our starting point. And then let's use this as that extra piece of information that we need. So let's,
So you could just choose?
yeah, as long as we have complete information. Remember what our goal is right now. What's our goal right now? Find K. So the information in this problem can be used however we want to find K. So what I would do is I'd say T equals, surrounding medium is
74.
still 74 degrees, plus, what's the initial temperature? 85 degrees. Let's say that this whole problem, just to find K, but let's say that this whole problem starts at 7 a.m., which makes the initial temperature 85 degrees. minus 74 times e to the negative kt. Let's do this for right now. So t equals 74 plus 11 e to the negative kt. And now we're ready to rock. What can we do now? Plug in the 82. Plug in the green. This will allow us to find k. So what should I write? 82
74
equals 74 plus 11e
to the negative k.
to the negative k times 1.5.
Where are you getting the 1.5?
One
That's
and
what
a
I
half.
was about to ask
hours.
you.
Isn't it?
It's an hour and a half.
Because remember, to find k, what time are we starting? We're starting at 7 and we're going to 8:30. Better? So 1.5k. Questions there? All right. Tell me what to write. Subtract the 74, so 8 equals 11
E to
E.
negative.
negative 1.5k. Next,
Oh, divide by 11.
by the 11, so 8 over 11 e to the negative 1.5k.
Change form.
Change forms, so
ln.
Ln.
ln
8 over 11
of 8 over 11
equals negative 1.
equals negative 1.5k. Now what?
Solve.
So
Calculator. ln of 8 over, bless you,
thank you.
11 equals, so negative 0.3185 equals negative 1.5k.
Divide by negative 1.5k.
Divide by negative 1.5, so divided by negative 1.5 equals 0.2123 equals k. Whew, that was a lot. But at least we are done.
Nope.
We're not done? That was our problem. What'd you say? This is a great question? Is that what you said? That's what I thought you said. So k is 0.2123. So since it's negative k, it's negative, negative 0.2123. So now what?
Do it again.
Plug what in? That.
K.
K. I already plugged K in.
What's
See,
T.
it says it right there. It's in.
Well, what's T?
T.
What's T? No, that's what I want to ask you.
Are we finding time starting temperature? Are we finding T?
We now have what we need, right? We have our
Are we
K.
finding big T or little T?
So, what are we trying to find? We already found K.
T.
T. There's only one problem.
There's a big T and a
There's
little
two
T.
T's.
I'm
So
trying
which
to find
T
the big T or
is
little
we
T.
trying to find?
Little t.
Little t. Because little t represents time. And remember what the question is. Do you remember what the question was?
What time was he killed? What time was he? What time
Yeah,
was
when did he die? How long has he been dead?
When did he
So I
die?
know. So we're trying to find that. Okay?
Okay, but if
Then what's the big?
find the time we die, shouldn't the time be zero?
Yes.
It says that on the problem.
The time that he dies is 0. But
What's the time on the clock?
what time is it on the clock? How long was it from the time he died until they found him? You know what I'm saying? Like, what time did they find him? 7 o'clock. Yeah. They found him at 7 o'clock. But they want to find out what time he died. Haven't you ever watched all those TV shows? What's the time of death? oh, between 12 and 2 and stuff like
I
that.
heard that they say it in military.
Yeah, between
13.
0100 and 0200. Well, because they found him at 0700, right? They would do the military time thing.
I have it on my phone.
Okay,
I
but
can
you're not
read
helping
it,
me.
I
What do we
just
do?
can't. Like 1,700.
I know solve, and I know find t. I know that. Okay, we're all real good at that. But
Do we put in
Tell me what to
another
do.
one of the temperatures in
do
for
we
tea?
put one of the temperatures in?
98.6.
Okay, 98.6 is the original temperature, so don't want to put that in. But
The ending one? Like the last?
okay, the actual answer is we can pick whichever one we want, as long as we recognize what time it is that it corresponds to. So which one do you want to put in?
82.
82? You can. I'd pick 85.
Okay,
Because
85.
remember that it was 7 a.m. and 85, 85, and it was 8:30 a.m. and 82. Okay, I just like the round numbers better, so I'd go with this. But if you wanted to pick this one, that would be fine also. But let's pick this one. Okay, so what do I write? 85 equals this whole thing, yes? All we're doing is plugging in 85, and what are we trying to find? Yeah, we're trying to find how long it took to get to 85. Right? So, tell me what to write.
11
11
equals 24.6. Divide by 24.6.
divide the 24/6. Plug what in?
The 7 o'clock.
Change forms.
Let's change
Oh,
forms.
yeah.
No, don't be sorry.
I just can't.
Oh, I want you to say stuff. Don't be sorry. Okay, tell me what to write.
ln
ln
over 24.6
of 11 over 24.6
equals exponent.
equals negative 0.2123 t. So, turn this guy on again. Oh, turn this guy on again. So, ln of 11 over 24.6. And then what are we going to do with that? Divide by this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, watch this. Watch this.
Just press enter.
We couldn't do this 20 years ago. Divided by, right? But negative.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got to go back down here and I got to do negative that. Right? What did we just find? That's not helpful.
How long is it?
How long he's been there?
How long he's been dead? How long he's been dead? 3.8 hours. So what if I ask you, what time did he die?
About 320, is that 320? Fair shot.
Well, remember,
4.
what number did we use there?
85.
We used 85, and 85 corresponds to 7 o'clock. So it's 3.8 hours before 7 o'clock.
So like
320.
320,
Yeah.
330?
What's 0.8 hours?
312.
What's 0.8 hours?
12 minutes.
What's 0.8 hours?
40 something?
48 minutes. How'd you get it?
Calculate.
8 times 6. Right? It's 0.8 times 60.
Yeah.
Which you move a couple decimals and it becomes 8 times 6, which is 12.
No, 48. Okay, 60.
48. So 3 hours and 48 minutes before 7 o'clock. 3 hours before 7 o'clock is
312.
3 hours before 7 o'clock is
Oh,
4 o'clock. There you go. 48 minutes before that is
12.
3:12. So what time did he die?
3:12 a.m.
12 a.m. Good. Come on, that was a cool problem. There's
Are
a
we
lot
saying
to
he
it.
was murdered?
It wasn't easy. I don't know if he was murdered or not. See, that's,
He appears to have been beaten by a baseball bat, and the killer has appeared to leave a banana peel.
it's our job as a forensic scientist in this specific case, whether they were murdered or died of natural causes is not up to us to decide.
The imagination.
They wanted to know what time he died, and we told him
Infinite.
3:12 a.m.
You never know.
What'd you say? That's the dumbest what?
What if he's still alive?
The devil's hour. 3:12?
3 a.m.
It's the hour where I
Right.
cry a lot. I'm not sure
Done with
about the
this?
other one though.